We are now only 1 week away from the midterms, and the uptick in crime is on the ballot, especially here in New York City, with major crimes such as robbery and felony assault already significantly higher than last year's totals. And our next guest is running for re-election in New York's 11th district, which includes Staten Island, and that's where we find her, Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. We saw you pouring coffee for some of your constituents there. What are they telling you are the big issues for them?
Look, everyone's concerned about crime here in New York. People are also concerned about inflation. They bring up America's energy independence, and they're concerned about open borders. It's a national security issue. But I would say crime is probably the top issue right now because we have a governor who refuses to fix the laws. She's doubled down on the soft on crime policies. And now she's even telling New Yorkers that what they're reading about every day, what they're seeing with their own eyes, is not real. That's what she's telling them instead of actually addressing the issues. So people are concerned about that, I would say, more than anything.
The front cover of the New York Post today says that she is saying it's a GOP conspiracy just to convince people that crime is rising. But you tweeted out, this is not just perception.
It's not just perception. In fact, yesterday I did the math, and 1 out of 86 New York City residents are the victim of a major felony crime. How does she respond to that? And that is exactly why we need Lee Zeldin to be governor, because the current governor is telling us straight out she has no plans to address it. Even on the federal level, I've had to introduce legislation to require states to allow judges to have discretion to set bail and hold dangerous criminals. And on top of that, the Cuomo-Hochul Parole Board has released dozens of cop killers back onto our streets. And there's another 8 of them that are up for parole this upcoming year, which is why we need Lee Zeldin so he can revamp that entire board, because they keep releasing dangerous criminals. And she signed a new law, by the way, that basically says that if you're on parole, you get released. I mean, you get released, and if you get rearrested because you commit a crime, now you're getting released back onto the street again. You don't automatically go back to jail to finish your sentence. So it's one policy after another that Kathy Hochul and my opponent Max Rose support that are making people in New York City less safe.
I know you beat Max Rose 2 years ago. You took his seat and you got 53.1% of the vote. Trump won in Staten Island County by 57%. When you look at the governor's race, though, where does Lee Zeldin really need to focus? Is it New York City that truly votes pretty much Democratic?
Oh, look, there are pockets of New York City that we can win. When I ran for mayor of New York City, we won certain assembly districts in the different boroughs. So we need to maximize the turnout for Lee Zeldin here in Staten Island. I know that the people in Staten Island are fired up to vote for him. I know the people in Long Island, where Lee Zeldin currently represents, is also fired up. So we just need to make sure that people get out to vote. I talk to Democrats, independents, and Republicans. They see that there is a desperate need for balance at the state level and the federal level. Quite frankly, all the problems that we're facing right now, from the open border to crime in America's cities, to the lack of energy independence, to the horrible foreign policy of our president, to open borders, it's all been created by one-party Democrat rule. And my constituents see that. So I think we're going to have a massive turnout in the polls because people just want to see balance and common sense. And they want to see public safety restored. They want to see spending controlled. They want to see our borders secure. And they want America to produce its own energy. They don't want to beg our adversaries like Iran and Venezuela for it.
Congresswoman, how crucial are these midterms?
It's critical. We cannot afford another 2 years of this in Washington. Look at retirement savings. I have seniors who are now forced with either a choice to retire or they gotta stay and work because they can't afford to retire because their 401ks are dwindling, their IRAs are dwindling. The economy has been hurt under President Joe Biden. These are certainly not the policies that we saw under President Trump that were so great for the economy. So we need to reverse this trend, and the only way we're going to do it is if we end one-party rule and we fire Nancy Pelosi, because Republicans have solutions. We have the Commitment for America, commitmentforamerica.com. See what we're offering. It is a complete contrast to what the Democrats have done, and that's what the American people are asking for.
1 more week. Hang in there. Congresswoman Malliotakis, we appreciate you being with us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Still ahead, the Federal Reserve could have